What's up? For those of you that don't know me, my name is Oceana, and in this video, we are doing a quick end of year recap. Yes, I'm a spicy creator. Just kind of wanted to go over kind of what I did differently this year with my business and my brand than previous years. What's worked for me, what my focuses were, and yeah, so without making this too long, the intro that is, let's go ahead and dive on in. Okay, so for starters, the main thing that was my focus this year was Instagram. Now, I know you're like, okay, hold on, you're a spicy creator and you're talking about, a safe work platform. You know what I mean? But the thing is like without having the proper marketing, you can have like the greatest OF page and it's not going to go anywhere if you're not marketing yourself correctly. You know what I mean? Like it's pointless. You can have the best OF page, but it does not matter if the marketing is not there. So, I decided that I needed to conquer social media, and while that's always a forever work in progress, I did see a lot of growth on Instagram specifically, and that's like really where I focused my energy and my time this year. So yeah, my main focus was Instagram. So just for reference, I wrote down like what my stats were in January of 2025 and now where they're at end of December 2025. So when I started focusing on social media and really taking that seriously back in January of this year, I had my main page, which was at 7,000. I had my backup page, or at least my main backup page, which had 1,000. And then I had two reel pages that had, I don't know, like a couple hundred. They were they were very tiny, very tiny. And then I had a couple more backup pages that I think that I had like just started like end of year last year, so those also only had like a couple hundred, if that. Like, we were just kind of getting started, to say the least. So, my main account that was at 7K a year ago is now sitting at 32K. So, that was pretty good growth, pretty good growth. I do think I would have had more growth on my main page had I not been growing so many pages at the same time. But one thing that I did learn with just this industry and social media and everything as a whole is it is so important to diversify and not put all your eggs in one basket. I've had big pages, especially like my TikTok. My TikTok was really big back in 2020 and it got deleted. So, one thing I did, and that was very like discouraging, by the way. Like, it really kind of put a hold on me kind of pursuing this. I was still like, on OF and stuff, but I was really kind of taking a back seat as far as like trying to grow and expand, because I was just like, well, shoot. And also just like the techniques I was using wasn't working. I was just discouraged. So I was kind of just like, still on the site working with like, the fans I already had. And granted, I was making good money from the beginning because I did end up using my personal socials when I started OF. So, I had a lot of people who knew me in real life who also, converted over to high paying spenders. So that worked out. But, obviously, like, if you want to make more money, you need to be able to learn how to work social media and find buyers outside of your circle. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, back to the stats. So, my main page went from 7K a year ago to now I'm at 32K. My main backup, which was at 1,000, is now over 15K. My two reel pages that were at a couple hundred each a year ago, they're now both over 10K. And then my backup pages, my other two backup pages, I have one at 15K. That one had a couple hundred a year ago. And then my other backup page is at 13K. And that one also had only a couple hundred. Now, I'm kind of playing around with how to niche these down. My one backup page with 13K, it's currently an AI page. I basically, back when like AI was like really poppin', I mean, it still is poppin', let's be for real. AI is kind of like taking over. Anyways, I was kind of playing around with some of the AI features just because I was like finding like these like cool prompts on Facebook and stuff. So I was like, okay, let me just play around with this. And I found some like, I made a few cute ones. And so I was like, okay, you know what? Since I have so many backup Instagrams and they all basically have like the same content on them, I was like, let me try to like diversify the content on each, try to like, make them look a little different, because at first I was just worried about like building each page. So I was only focused on growth, only focused on followers and like engagement, and so I was really just kind of using each of the pages to promote my Reel Pages posts. So essentially how I was originally working it, I have my main page, which I don't really post reels on. It's mainly pictures, carousels, this kind of like the same kind of content I've always been posting on it, just kind of more of a personalized, personal. You don't really find that content anywhere else. So that's my Instagram. And then my backup pages, the 2 pages that I was using as a Reel page, I was basically adding all my other Instagram accounts, all my other backup Instagram accounts as collaborators and growing that way. Also doing lives with other creators in the industry. That is a big key of how I grew all those pages this year. So basically, long story short, I was like, okay, all these pages, all 7 or 6, because my one main has its own look, but the other 6 of them kind of all had a similar feel. Oh, and I totally forgot, I do have one more Instagram that I started a few months ago. I started a vlog TikTok, and I started a new Instagram just to kind of repurpose the content. So everything that's on my new vlog talk that I made a couple months ago, I repurposed that over to a new vlog Instagram, I guess you can say. So basically just reels, sharing my life, hot takes, outfit of the days, vlog type stuff. And that page is currently sitting just over 6,000. So yeah, that's all my Instagrams. I have 7 total for now. But yeah, so I have my one vlog Instagram. I have my main Instagram. Now back to the 13K Instagram, just one of my backups. Back to the AI thing. So for now, that page is an AI page. I'm not really trying to waste too much time trying to like make AI pictures, because no hate to those who do that, but for me, I just feel like there's so many other places that I would rather be creating, and so many other ways that I'd rather create than that. So once I decide to kind of niche that page down in a different direction, or I have like an idea or more time to kind of like go a different direction with that, I'll probably switch up the content on there. But for now, it's an AI page, and it's got like, I don't know, like maybe like 3 or 4 pictures up. Yeah, so for me though, I'm not gonna lie, doing the whole AI thing, I feel like it is hard for me to make them look like me. Like, there's a few that I was like, okay, this is actually cute. It looks like me and cool. The rest, I don't know. They look, I don't know. It's like, it's very time consuming to get the pictures to look right, I guess. Maybe I don't know what I'm doing, but anyways, we have so many other directions that I'm trying to go with just like my content and my brand and all that stuff, that AI is like not even on that list of things that I'm caring about. It was just kind of something I was doing for fun, and then I was like, hey, a few of these pictures turned out right, like, let's go ahead and turn one of these, like, million Instagrams into, an AI page for now. So that's the direction we're going with that one. I'm thinking with another one of my backups, one of my 15K backups, I think I'm going to turn that one into, currently it's just, like, reels, but I think I'm going to kind of put more, like, lingerie, maybe do some cosplay. We'll see. So anyways, let me stop going into the direction of telling you my future plans. Let's stick to like what I did this year. So let's talk about TikTok real quick. Now, Instagram was definitely my main focus. That was like where I was really focused on getting growth and conversion over to OF and all that kind of stuff. But we can't talk about, Instagram without talking about TikTok, especially because a lot of what, like, the main way that I was, posting on Instagram was through Reels, and those were repurposed TikToks. So, on to TikTok. Beginning of this year, I had 1 TikTok page. Now we are at 3. 2 of them, I mainly do, like, lip syncing and, like, dancing and, like, cutesy stuff and blah, 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 blah. That's mainly what I do on the 2 Instagrams. Or not Instagram, excuse me, TikToks. That's what I mainly do on the first 2 TikToks I made. One of those TikToks, the backup page, I do kind of do some like cooking tutorials. Nothing like too educational. It's kind of more like you're cooking in the kitchen with big sis and like, let me show you how I do this. Let me show you what I'm eating and how I prepare it type deal. I try to stay away from like super educational content or like coming off too textbooky, just because that's not me. I mean, I just used the word textbooky, so that shows you where I'm at. But, yeah, so those are the two TikToks. And then the other TikTok, I've really been playing around with like using trending audio and that kind of stuff. And I've been working on using a lot more original audio. So it's a lot more vlogging on that page, a lot more, you know, hot takes, inspirational stuff, stuff along those lines. And I'm not big on TikTok right now, but, you know, we're definitely picking up momentum. So that's cool. I'm excited to try out some new techniques and some new formats and just some new ways to like make content and show up online and see how those do on TikTok. I love TikTok though because it's a great way for exposure, and I really like creating my reels and all my short form content over on TikTok so I can then like repurpose it everywhere else. You know what I mean? So yeah, experimenting with types of content was something I was really big on this year, as I was just touching on, you know, like leaving just doing, you know, the lip syncing and the dancing and stuff like that and kind of moving into other stuff. Yeah, so I just touched on that. Let's see here. What else did I do? Ooh, I started a Snapchat. I have not had a Snapchat since I was probably like 18 or 19 years old. Yeah, and I definitely wasn't doing anything with it back in the day. So, I deleted it because honestly, I don't even remember why. That was like 10, 12 years ago. I'm 30 now, so I don't know. I deleted that page, and then I started hearing like there was a map and like people can like find out where you are and like all this kind of stuff. So I was kind of like intimidated by Snapchat for the longest time. One of my friends was like, girl, you need to get on Snapchat. Like, you're missing out on money if you're not on Snapchat. You're missing out on exposure. So, I did start a Snapchat. It's not a premium or anything like that. It's literally just for exposure through, like, the public stories and then the Spotlight. Spotlight has been pretty nice as well. So, yeah. I don't link, like, my OnlyFans on my Snapchat or anything like that. It just has, like, my Instagram handle, and then people can kind of find me other ways after that. And whenever people do ask, like, you know, because when you see the kind of content I post, you can kind of get an idea of what I might do. So I do get questions all the time about, like, oh, like, do you sell? Do you do this? Blah, 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 blah. And I usually, like, don't answer those questions directly on Snap, but I'll be like, oh, hey, you know, hit me up on Telegram. Like, I see those messages way faster. Wink, wink. You know what I mean? So, yeah. That is how I've been handling Snapchat over this year. Been a great way to make, just more money, get more exposure. Yeah, I've been really happy with that decision. I've grown my Snapchat this year, starting at 0 and like, I think I want to say I started it in April maybe. It's now over 13K. So yeah, Snap's been going well. I'm wanting to get that over to 50K because once you hit 50,000 followers on Snap, plus a few other prerequisites. I feel like I'm saying that weird. I probably am. Anyways, there's a few other, you know, metrics that you have to hit after you hit the 50,000 followers to monetize on Snap. But I did hear that Snap is one of like the best paying social media platforms that you can be on. So I want to see what that's all about. And if I can hit 13K in a year, without knowing like what the heck I'm doing, I feel like I can probably hit 50K within this next year. So we'll see. Yeah. While we're talking about monetization, I did monetize my Facebook this year as well as my Instagram. Super, super stoked on that just because it's more income streams, more ways to make money. And it's crazy. My Facebook business page is what I monetized first. I want to monetize my main profile, but we'll see. I don't post on that, like, on the feed as much as I do on my business profile. And again, that's just, like, literally repurposed TikTok. So I'm not taking any more time to, like, make specific content for my Facebook business page. I'm literally just taking the TikToks I make from all 3 of my accounts, repurposing them to Instagram, YouTube Shorts, Snapchat, you know, just kind of a Clapper, all these places, and Facebook, my Facebook business page. I also post them there, and I've been getting paid out from that too. So literally the same amount of work, getting paid more. I love it. And my Facebook business page isn't even that big right now, but it pays out pretty nice. I will say that, especially for just like passive money that you're not really like working extra hard for. You know what I mean? So yes. Next, I am working to monetize TikTok and YouTube next. I really, really want to monetize this channel this year, and I'm super, super close. I have enough followers. I'm just lacking watch hours just a little bit, but that's okay. I think we'll definitely hit it. And then TikTok, I want to monetize as well, like especially since I'm doing like vlogging type content and stuff like that. Once you hit the metrics for TikTok, you can, so I think it's like 10,000 followers plus a certain amount of watch time. Then at that point, any videos you make with original audio over a minute long, you can get paid for just by the views. So yeah, that is the next thing we are working on for monetization. Yeah. What else have I done this year? I've got my notes so that way I stay organized and don't go too off on a tangent. Ooh, last night I made a Telegram broadcasting channel for my OF. So, what sparked this whole thing, or this idea, and I know people have been doing this for a while, I've just been so busy with all these other platforms I'm on, and doing well, and the conversion's been well, that I haven't really ever dove into, like, Telegram. I use Telegram to chat with, like, other, like, girls in the industry, other creators, for collab purposes, and, like, that kind of stuff, but as far as, like, with my fans. Oh, and then, you know, if people find me on Snapchat and want to buy, I take them to Telegram and I do that. But I've never had like a broadcasting channel. So basically, Instagram has been giving me trouble on one of my backups for now. Hopefully the issue's fixed and hopefully it doesn't keep coming up. But my beacons link, my little link hub, has been, and this happened like, I want to say a few days ago, maybe a week ago. But basically it was flagging my bio, and all my bio said was just in case with like a winky face and a heart, and then it just said main page, and then it, you know, I had my @ for my main Instagram. That's literally all it said. And then I had my beacons link hub in the link part of the bio. But it was flagging that and saying that there was an issue with that, so I deleted my bio, deleted my link. It's all in green now. I'm gonna add my link back and see what happens. Hopefully it's fine. All my other Instagrams that have my links have been fine so far. So who knows? Maybe it was a glitch. If you know Instagram, you know it be glitching like a mofo. So hopefully, fingers crossed. But that did get me thinking, like, okay, shoot. Like, Instagram has been like my main, like I was talking about in the beginning of this video, that's been like where most of my focus has been and where I get most of my conversion at. And I was like, okay, as we all know, social media, you are on rented land, you know, as much as like it's an amazing tool for marketing, it's free. You can even get paid out to market yourself, you know what I mean, if you're monetized on certain platforms. But, you know, you don't own any of those things. So I'm like, okay, how can I diversify myself again to get, you know, just to have a little bit more job security in everything that I'm doing. So Telegram broadcasting channel is what we came up with. I haven't pulled the trigger on making a website yet. I don't like, I already have to pay for so many things, and I just don't want to pay for that right now. If we get to a point down the road where like my link trees keeps giving me troubles and other stuff like that, I'll probably look into getting my own website. But for now, we're going to try to avoid that because I like doing things that are free and I like keeping as much money as possible. I mean, between OF taking 25%, oh wait, no, it's 20%? 20%. They take 20. Between OF taking 20% and then taxes, you know, you really only take home like basically like half the money you make. So if I can keep any more of that, you know, to me, I'm definitely going to try. So I made a Telegram broadcasting channel, and basically I'm just going to post like, it's a private channel. I was going up in the air with doing like public or private. I landed on private because it seems like it's less likely to get deleted, but you know, we'll see how it goes. We got to play around with it and learn it just like everything else. So yeah, I'm going to start promoting that, doing little teasers in there. The cool thing about that is when you make a post in there, one, I made a channel, not a group chat, so only I can like talk in there or make posts in there, nobody can like respond or do anything. They can like react to like my pictures and my videos, but they can't like do anything else. They can't say anything. So yeah, it's a private group, and I'm just gonna start promoting that on all my socials just to have another like landing spot for people who aren't quite ready to subscribe or pay money. Another place for them to go just to kind of keep me in their head and to see, you know, things and blah 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 blah. So yeah, we made that. And then the cool thing about Telegram also that I learned is you can actually post your OF link, you know, as like on your post. So I was like, all right, let's give this a try, see how it goes. We are going to be playing around with that in the new year. So yeah. Anyways, to wrap this up, this video has been longer than I thought it would be. I am a professional yapper, if you didn't know. But yeah, I think I'm going to start a series on YouTube of just like all the things I've learned on social media. If you're new to my channel, I do have a playlist already for like OF advice and things like that. I think I'm going to venture away from like the OF like creator portion and kind of do a new series that's just kind of towards what I've learned on social media. Yes, it is geared more for people who are in my industry and stuff like that, but I do think that I've picked up skills that can really be utilized and like helpful no matter like what industry you're in. So I think I'm going to start a new social media series. Again, not an educational thing. I mean, it's going to be educational, but like not, you know, in like a textbooky, I'm the expert way, but more so just a way of like sharing what I've learned, what's working for me in real time, what I'm doing, what didn't work for me, you know, stuff like that. So yes. Also, the next 2 videos that I'm going to be making, I am going to be making a New Year's resolution video and then also a video on my strategy going into 2026 as a spicy creator. So if you're interested in any of those 2, those will be coming out. If you're watching this the day I've posted, those will be coming out tomorrow and the next day. Once they're already posted, though, you can check out my description box, and I'll have both of those linked down below. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Happy New Year, and I can't wait to see y'all in the new year.